in the Platinum Eagle podcast, and I'm your host, Platinum Eagle, yo. I thank y'all so much for tapping in, man. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get down to the nitty-gritty. We are finally back in the win column. It seemed like it was forever we was in the losing column because of the guys we lost to and the fashion we lost to it, a la Broncos. And, of course, definitely the Giants. I mean, yeah, that was crazy. And I wasn't ducking, just so y'all know. I'm going to set the record straight. I wasn't ducking. Like I said, I had a lot of work to do. And I'm going to keep it a bean, maybe a little bit. I was not in the mood for making a video about the Giants loss because, like I said, I had a lot of stuff to do on top of that. You know what I'm saying? I just wasn't up for making a loss. And, I don't be not making videos when we lose. I make videos when we lose, too. Actually, the last one I made was us losing the Denver Broncos. So, but yeah, man, shout out to Zach Ertz if he really said this right here. Through and through, he's a Philadelphia Eagle. You know what I'm saying? I know he had to do a business. He had to make a business move, going to Washington. It took some points off. I can't lie. It took some points off of, him being an Eagle. He can always be an Eagle, of course, but it took some points off it to me because, a real Eagle like, let's say, Brent Selleck, ain't no way in the world he was going to go play for the Ops. He was offered a Cowboys deal with the year he's about to retire or whatever when we cut him. And he just couldn't do it. And I respect him for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he played a longer career, I think, than Zach Ertz. But nonetheless, man, shout out to Zach Ertz, man. You always going to be an Eagle in my book, you know what I'm saying, through and through. It's just that while you playing for the Ops, I can't really see you being an Eagle because you tried to stop us from going to the Super Bowl last season. And that is a little unforgivable in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, number of love for you, though. You were a part of that 2017, 2018 run to the Super Bowl, winning the Super Bowl with us. So you always going to have love in my heart for that. Matter of fact, I got a little something around here. I'm gonna put it together one day. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, look, I'm going to jump off there. Shout out to Zach Ertz. So it was a guy that was in my comment section. Shout out to you, too, though. It's because he was saying something after we lost the Broncos. I was posting a reaction video like right after we lost that game. So forgot the dude's name, you know what I'm saying? But he says something real smart and real slick. And I don't be paying on I'll be blocking shit out like that. Like, I don't be worried about what people say for real. I'm one of the last people that's gonna worry about what people say to me or about me to make me feel little or I ain't about to entertain none of that. People who know me know that's the case. Anyway, so he put some slick stuff in the comment section, and shout out for you even going to the comment section, you know what I'm saying? But he put some slick stuff in the comment section talking about something, you know what I'm saying? Because, I say, you know what I'm saying a lot. But it's funny because right on schedule, it was a commercial. Y'all seen it if y'all watch Philadelphia Eagles game, you know what I'm saying?
The heart counts don't travel like that, you know what I'm saying? Don't have the wide receiver lined up over here on the split, you know what I'm saying?
They did not, as it turns out, know what he was saying.
I know what you're saying, Cornell.
You know what I'm saying? But that's how it is, man. For real, that's how some of us talk. I don't like it either when I hear my videos sometimes. I ain't gonna hold you. Sometimes I even edit the, you know what I'm saying, out because I think way too much. But it's the way I talk. It's my expression. I don't even notice myself saying it a lot of times. It's just a subconscious thing that it just so happened to be like that. My dad was the first one who recognized it. And he said, you know what you say all the time, son? I said, what? He said, you know what I'm saying? I said, I might. This is like about 10, 15 years ago. It was about 15 years ago. And I was like, you know what? And every time I said it after that, I thought of him because I said it. But now I don't even think about him because, I love you, Pops. Y'all get what I'm trying to convey, though. So it's all good. It's all good. Just bear with me. You know what I'm saying? So this ain't going to be a video bashing the referees, even though I didn't think they did a great job yesterday. They didn't do terrible, but they did a little better. I'm going to give them a little grace this week. But it's funny that they had a referee. I didn't like him either when he was refereeing, who said this about the refereeing and what have you. And if this is true as well, I didn't fact check either Zach Ertz or this right here. Just something I saw, but I can believe both of them. I believe Zach Ertz would have said that. We saw how emotional he got before. And I believe this referee said this too because it's funny how they didn't see this pass interference that was done by the Broncos, but they saw this one against the Giants when the Giants were playing the same team. It might be the same person. I ain't even really did homework on that far as that go. You know what I'm saying? I don't really follow other teams like that. I know a little something about the real dogs in the league, but I don't really follow every single player in the league. So, excuse me if that's a problem, you know what I mean? But, yeah, I find that real, real interesting. It's crazy how that's what I'm saying. That's why I think it's intentional. I ain't going to harp on the referees. I just want to put that out there because I thought it was kind of interesting, you know what I mean? So let's talk about what happened yesterday. It was a storyline. Carson Wentz going against the Philadelphia Eagles for yet the third time. Of course, he didn't play in the Super Bowl last Super Bowl we was in. He was over there with the Chiefs, though. He was over there with the Chiefs squad, so he didn't play in that game against us, but he was still the op in that game. So he come as the op, or we come in as to face the op in Minnesota. We love that stadium. But anyway, Carson Wentz, I figured was going to do this right here, and I was hoping he wouldn't do, look like he could look, because he can play ball, don't get me wrong, but we already know his weakness, his kryptonite is a real, real tenacious pass rush. Like, he's not up for that challenge a lot of times. When he was the Philadelphia Eagles, when he started out first 2 or 3 years, he was pretty good. Maybe even the fourth. I'll give him the fourth. 2019, he did some magical stuff in 2019. But in this case right here, Carson Wentz, he did what I thought he would do. He threw a couple picks. One was a pick 6 to Jalix Hunt. Jalix Hunt 8. He saw that. He almost got a pick last week against the Giants doing the same situation, in coverage. So Jalix Hunt, I ain't seen much of him far as his pass rushing. I ain't seen much of him for really nothing else. I just like to see a lot more from him. And I understand he's a second-year player, but I do think he got a lot more than what he's been showing. But I will take the pick, and I'm going to praise him for the pick. I ain't going to be no backhanded compliment over here. I just, like I said, want to see a little bit more from Jalix Hunt because so far, as far as the pass rush, we haven't really seen a lot from him, and that's concerning. Speaking of which, Brandon Graham's talking about coming back. I even heard him say it out of his own mouth that it's something that he would think about. That's something that he does think about. So until I see it, though, and even if he does come back, it's not going to solve the whole pass rushing problem. Last year he did some things, but I don't think that he's going to, like I said, he's retired. So that should say everything you need to know. And plus he's 38, I think it is. So, like I said, BG, my brother, though. I love me some BG. I love me some Philadelphia Eagles, the guys who was down here for a long time, Jason Kelsey and what have you. Like, all them guys, nothing but props, salute to y'all all day long, every day. Fletcher Cox, Like, we had some dogs that was down with us for a long time. And for those guys, like I said, Zach Ertz, even though he went to the ops, but I give them, the utmost respect. And I definitely appreciate their contribution to the team of the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm sure Carson Wentz wanted to make us look bad, but it wasn't really meant to be. Carson Wentz did what he does. Like, he was rattled the whole game. We beat him up a little bit as well. As you can see, he was in pain. He was grimacing in pain, wincing in pain. So, no pun intended. Actually, it was. But, respect for him too, though. Like I said, he was a Philadelphia Eagle. I just don't want to see him come back, or nobody for that matter, and beating us. So that's where I am with that. Of course, Carson Wentz, I expected to throw a couple duck balls as well. He did throw a couple of balls that I was like, huh? But, like I said, when you're nervous and you're uneasy, that's exactly what you do. We know that about Carson Wentz. And it's funny because a lot of these guys on defense never played with Carson Wentz, don't even know anything about him. Don't even think they played against him other than Jordan Davis. And, that's probably it. Jordan Davis, he didn't play a totally bad game. He did break off with a couple of runs. That was definitely good because he got a first down for his team. He did hit Justin Jefferson a couple times. Justin Jefferson, expected him to cook when he's on the field. That's exactly what's going to happen. Dude's a dog. Dude been playing at a high level for at least 4 or 5 years now. So I expected him and Addison to really cook us a little bit. I'm not going to hold you, especially with the uncertainty with Quinyon Mitchell coming back from a hamstring injury that I'm sure is still nagging him somewhat. So yeah. And then, of course, we got on the other side, Adoree Jackson, who went down with an injury in the game. So, yeah, have a quick recovery. And, yeah, but him and Kelly Ringo, man, I ain't going to even talk about him. I don't want to talk. If you watch my channel, I don't really beat up nobody. You know what I'm saying? I try to put as much respect on their names as possible, but you can kind of understand where I'm coming from when I say what I say. I'm not one that's going to slap niggas' names around. That's not what I do. You know what I'm saying? Because these guys are trying, I'm sure. So I try not to be, from that perspective, I try not to be, so critical of them, even though I am critical of them, because we already know that they ain't doing what they're supposed to be doing. And they're not terrible. I actually thought it'd be a lot worse. I'm not going to hold you. You know what I'm saying? But they're not terrible. It's just that they're not necessarily, they're not the answer, obviously. And Jacorian Bennett, I don't know what we're going to do with him when he come off of IRR. He hasn't looked great either. He has, to his credit though, he has looked better than both of those guys when he's on the field. But he hasn't impressed me thoroughly either. But so I don't know. It's trade deadline. Let's see what we're going to do with the trade deadline. I don't know, but like I said, I'm gonna ramble a little bit, so just bear with me. If you love Philadelphia Eagles news and you love to hear football talk, then this definitely is a channel for you, because I'm gonna go ahead and get it in. It might be a little bit all over the place sometimes, and that's okay. It's okay. We talking sports, and even so, if it's something that I haven't talked about that you like me to talk about, or you want to talk with me about, go ahead and hit me on the comment section. It's all good, man. You know what I'm saying? But Carson Wentz, like I said, he did hit Addison, he did hit Justin Jefferson, he did take care of Hawkinson a little bit, who got me some fantasy points. Yeah, I put him on my fantasy or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like they didn't look terrible. They could have won a game, especially if Jalix Hunt didn't pick six that ball back. It was too close for my liking, because the first half we looked really good. Devontae Smith was on a tear. Like, I think that was a career day. I think he got 183 yards. I forgot how many targets, about at least 10, 11, 12, something like that. A.J. Brown, 8 with 4 targets. You know what I'm saying? Got like 121 yards, 2 tutties. You know what I'm saying? Devontae Smith got his tutty. Like I said, I'm not here to complain too much, but my complaint really is, one of my complaints that I haven't really talked about too much. I think I talked about it last season, but not necessarily this season. Why can't they get Jahan Dotson in the game a little bit more? Jahan Dotson he like that. I like Jahan Dotson. He like that. Because the last thing I want to happen, and he's been Johnny on the spot when called upon, even though he's been pretty much cold in almost every game he played with us, you know what I mean? But still, when he get his chance, he sees the moment. I love that about him. Like I said, do it a dog. I don't understand why we're not getting the ball, and I know how Sirianni is. You're like, the game plan run through Smitty, AJ, and now Saquon Barkley and Dallas Goedert. I get that, and it's only one ball. I get that. But at the same time, like, I see other quarterbacks, and I'm not saying it's a Jalen Hurts thing. I'm not saying it's a Nick Sirianni thing. I don't know. Whatever it is, I would like to see a change, because this could contribute to us moving the ball sometimes, because, again, that predictability, knowing that we're going to go to the same guys, you're not going to tell me that Jahan Dotson don't get open. And I don't know if they got Darius Cooper on the field. I ain't really paid attention to, like I said, I ain't watched the all 22 none this season. So anyway, I just don't understand why we're not getting them the ball. I at least throwing them the direction, like, at least once or twice a game. You got to get them guys in the game. Like I said, my worries is they throw to one of these guys after being cold for weeks and weeks and weeks at a time, and it'd be like Quez Watkins type of thing, where he dropped the ball and he's not ready for it because it ain't gonna come to me anyway. I'm sure they're not running lazy routes. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. So that's my only real critique, because I think that if we try to spread the ball to those guys sometimes, I don't know if it's Jalen Hurts don't trust them, but again, if we spread the ball, and I know he got chemistry with him, because he worked with him last year in the Super Bowl. He did go to Jahan Dotson early, and it paid dividends. Almost got us a touchdown in that Super Bowl, so the first touchdown. But anyway, I don't know what it is. He don't trust them. I don't know if he don't trust. I don't know. I just don't like it. You know what I'm saying? But I see other quarterbacks in the league utilizing a lot of their 2s and 3s and guys that you would at least expect, get the ball sometimes. But it's not always. I'm not saying always, but like I said, I just want to see that from us. Exhaust all outlets to get the dub. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. And maybe they're not open. Like I said, I haven't watched all 22. I don't want them to throw it to him and he get picked either. I don't want that to happen either. But that can happen throwing at anybody. So anyway, I digress. You know how I do on every video. Let's talk about Jalen Hurts, man. Jalen Hurts put on a clinic yesterday, man. If I've never seen him play a game this great. Of course, he had a career day, and so did Smitty. But great passer rating, perfect, picture perfect. 158.3, I think it is. 326 yards passing. He only missed 2 of them, and I think he missed those early. Again, we didn't do too much in the third quarter, and a lot of the fourth quarter was like 3 and outs. And man, you already know I'm just beating a dead horse, but I can't beat up Patullo too much. Even though I believe personally that Jalen Hurts has pretty much taken over the offense, especially most of the time. When it's all stagnant a little bit, and I'm not saying that he's infallible, he don't make any mistakes. That I'm not saying. I'm saying, like, because I'm sure some of the times where he check out of the play or audible out of the play that there's some things that doesn't work when he does it as well. But I just don't understand, why can't we put this type, and I know you're not going to make every throw and complete every pass. I get it. In the third quarter and some of the fourth quarter, we was 3 and outs looking like, I just don't understand, like, it's either incredibly great or it's just so stale that it just look like any team in the league could beat you. It look like sometimes even college teams could beat you sometimes. I ain't going to hold you. It look like it's not NFL quality type of play sometimes, and I have a problem with. It's one thing even to lose a game knowing that you fought. When you lose a game and it's like you just laid down for these dudes, it looks like it sometimes. Like the run stopping sometimes, like it's non-existent. Like as soon as we score, sometimes they just rush it down the field. It's crazy, man. So that kind of stuff drives me nuts, as you can see. So, but I ain't going hard too much on the bag because we did have a great game as far as winning. This was not a slouch. This is not a slouch win. I'm not saying that Minnesota is a world beater, but Minnesota can win some games. And Carson Wentz, I think, won 2 games already with him. So before he played us. So just because it's Carson Wentz and just because it's the Vikings, they got a good squad over there. Isaiah Rodgers got cooked, and I love to see that Smitty's like, yeah, I got your number. I remember how I played against you and practiced against you last season. I remember you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about you, even though, give him credit where credit's due. As I said before in the last video, Isaiah Rodgers, he been looking good. He didn't look that good last night or yesterday, but he did make some plays, of course. But he didn't. He for the overall, like I said, Devontae Smith ate, and we already saw that. So I ain't gotta but I did want, and I'm still saying that I wanted him to be on our squad. He should have been on the squad, but that is what it is. But yeah, like defense, we gotta clean that up. Pass rushing looked a little bit better in this game here versus the last couple games. And I can't lie and say that we haven't really gotten to the quarterback. We've gotten to the quarterback quite a bit. We just haven't brought him down once we got the opportunity and even grabbed at his jersey. And it seemed like he just scooped and squeak out of that. That is the demoralizing. It's got to be to the guys on the field. But when I look at it, I'll be like, yeah, I know he got him, yeah. And I'm celebrating, and he's still running. You know what I'm saying? But Jalen Hurts came through, like I said, and got us that much needed dub. We definitely needed that dub. I like to see sometimes, and I'm not critiquing at all because he got one of the best deep balls in the game. We already know that. But sometimes I think if you throw it just a little harder sometimes, and I understand when you throw a little harder sometimes it can go over their head and they don't catch it. I get that. So I'm not really critiquing. I guess a little bit I am, because I'm saying if he can just throw it, why they can catch it in stride sometimes. Like, man, sometimes those could be tutties for real. A lot of times they are tutties anyway, but I'm saying, like, some of those could be, like, instead of getting down in the red zone or something like that, or within the 10, inside of 10, or the 5 even, like, he could probably get the whole touchdown. But anyway, that's just my little minor critique. Jalen Hurts is the man. I don't care what nobody say. And for real, let me get to this while I'm talking about it. Sorry if the video a little too long. Hope it's entertaining, though. People be always talking all this trash rhetoric about Jalen Hurts and what he can't do and all this stuff. And he showed and proved over and over and over that he can do it, that he does that he's like that, and still get all this crazy hate. But when it's a win for him, it's all of a sudden real quiet. Or they try to walk it back in a subtle way and say slick stuff about, if he can do this every game, like, anyway, bro, I don't be trying to hear, but I already know, as I said last year, I believe, and I'm going to keep it a bean, because, you got a lot of cats from the Philadelphia Eagles fan base, or so-called fans, whatever, especially if they ain't moved on by now, thinking Carson Wentz should have stayed here and we got the wrong quarterback. Now they can see who got the right quarterback and who got the wrong quarterback. Hopefully we can lay this to the rest. They should have laid it to the rest a few years ago. A few years ago when we beat Washington and got like 9 or 10 sacks on Carson Wentz and made him look real bad the Super Bowl year 2022. But third week of the season, I remember all that. Like I said, I'm a fan. I'm a true blue. But anyway, you thought they would have put it to bed back then, but they didn't. They still talking about it. They still, you hear light whispers and talking about putting Tanner McKee in. Tanner McKee is nice. I'm not going to hold you. You know what I'm saying? Tanner McKee is a good, serviceable quarterback. I don't believe that, I can't necessarily say that he's a starter so much. And the reason why I can't say that, because I only see him start one time against two bad teams, the Giants and the Cowboys. Yes, last year they were bad. You know what I mean? So, but not to discredit him either. He looked good in the preseason as well. That's preseason. But I'm not going to say that. Do I think there's some things that McKee does that would be better or just as good as Hurts? Absolutely. He's a pocket passer. He will stand there, scan the field, I think, just as good, if not better than Hurts. And he can throw the ball. He got an arm. I'm not going to say he's accurate. I can't say that because, again, I haven't seen that much football from him. But he's a pocket passer, so I know he'll stay there and scan the field and get the ball out of his hand, because that's what I saw him done. That's what I saw him do since he's been playing for the Philadelphia Eagles. So I know he can do that. Not saying that Jalen Hurts. Just understand me. When I say he can do some things, it's not a knock on Jalen Hurts. Like I said, I don't have to even prove it after this right here. It's not a knock on Jalen Hurts. All I'm saying is that, of course, you're going to have some players that can do what some players don't do as well, vice versa. So that's all I'm saying. But do I think he's ready to be the number one quarterback or something like that? It's an enigma. It's yet to be seen. However, I do believe that Jalen Hurts, hands down, is a better quarterback for being able to run the ball. He plays great games, especially when he got great coaching. He plays phenomenal games, and you already see it. So, but yeah, they was about to go in. So when people talk like that right there, to me, I look at him as it's something other than what Hurts is doing. Because if you can see him doing all the stuff that he does on the field, and you can still go and say that you want to see another quarterback in front of him, it makes me look at you a little funny, for real. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep it 100%. I already know, and y'all might not like this either. But here's my thing, man. I say what I want to say, man. Look, I don't need to be liked by people. I don't need to be loved by people. You can watch my videos. You cannot watch my videos. To me, it's still an outlet for me to get my stuff out. By the way, like and subscribe to the video. But anyway, man, they be on some stuff like a lot of Eagles fans. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people. It's a lot of racism over there. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of racism over there in the Philadelphia area. You know what I'm saying? I know. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not saying that everybody's racist, so don't take my words and misconstrue them either. What I'm saying is, it's a lot of people over there who hate the fact that we have a black quarterback. Matter of fact, it was somebody in Joey Shake's video, because I watched Joey Shake's too. Shout out to Joey Shake's. About a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. But it was a guy in there saying he was in a comment section while Joey was reading out the comments, and it was like, I can't wait till Philadelphia Eagles have a white quarterback, bring a white quarterback back in. And this is the same year that Jalen Hurts was like balled out. I think right after the 2022 situation. You know what I'm saying? Before the season even started, it was the off season. So it might have been like 2.5 years. Boy, time flies. So, but yeah, when I hear stuff like that right there, like that, and then you hear all the crazy stuff that they say about him, even the beat writers or so-called beat writers. You know what I'm saying? What's his name? Elliot Shore Parks going against the Philadelphia Eagles. Again, he was a Carson Wentz guy as well. So, like I said, all that there, when I hear all that right there, it just, like I said, to me, I wish they would go somewhere, for real. They might have been a fan even longer than me, but I wish they would go somewhere with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking at who can win. I don't care who you are, what your background is. If Jalen Hurts is not the guy, like, you know what I'm saying, if he wasn't the guy and I thought he wasn't the guy, I'm going to be the first one to say, I love him, may Allah already guide him, but I don't want him to be my quarterback. But I can't say that because Jalen Hurts has proven time and time again that he is the man. So thank you for tuning into my little rant. Do with it what you will. It's okay. I ain't tripping. But it was good to see Jalen Hurts get the ball to Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. AAO, always open. They did their thing, man. Devontae Smith is a tough dude. I think I said it in one of my other videos. Man, I'm telling you, they be trying to take that brother's head off. I mean, they be trying to decapitate my brother out there. You know what I'm saying? May Allah protect him. But I'm saying, like, he be doing his thing, though. You know what I'm saying? He gets up. This time it kind of looked like it got to him a little bit, but it ain't stop him. He was a little wincing on the sideline. No pun intended, of course. But he was in pain on the sideline. So, you know, but he still came back in the game. He still played a real tough game for us. Like I said, he had a career day. Man, shout out to the team. I ain't going to hold y'all too much longer, man. Hey, oh, yeah, Saquon Barkley, the offensive line. Brett Toth came in, letting free rushers come in to hit Jalen Hurts. He did tighten up a little bit towards the end of the game. He didn't play a terrible game throughout the whole game, but you can definitely tell the presence of Cam was definitely missed, of course. You know what I mean? And of course, we wish we'd have kept Becton. Wish we'd have kept Becton as well, but you know, it is what it is, man. So and like I said, Howie, I think I blamed him for. I give it up for you. I give it up for you when you doing your thing, man. But even when I saw all this stuff in the off season, I said, man, it's not a good idea that we get rid of all these guys. Like I said, we should have kept either Becton and we got rid of them. Cool. We kept Josh Sweat or Milton Williams. We couldn't keep both of them, obviously. One of the two. You know what I'm saying? And then keep C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I don't care what and we already know he's on the sideline, you know what I'm saying, free agent trying to get paid somewhere. You know what I mean? He already got his bag from the deal he did with the Eagles from getting cut from the Texans. But I don't understand why we wouldn't we wouldn't bring him back, man. The team has a different energy when he's in our room. We know that, man. I ain't got to beat that dead horse. Everybody know that. But Makuba, he's a rookie. He's learning on the fly. I think he can learn a lot from C.J. Gardner-Johnson. But he's learning on the fly. And he's doing some good things. Like I said, he had a pick yesterday. It was thrown right to him. And he did what he's supposed to do as a rookie. His second pick of the season. He has been showing flashes as well. Though I've been seeing some drop-offs with him as well. I ain't tripping, though, because he's a rookie. And I expect that. So I think he'll get better. Jahad Campbell played pretty good. They put him on the edge with the absence of, what's his name? Ladarius. I forgot his name. Smith. Anyway, so he's not with us anymore. You know, he retired or whatever. So in his absence, they put Jahad Campbell, Nakobe Dean, at linebacker, of course. So, but yeah, and I think that Kobe Dean did a pretty decent job coming back. Jahad Campbell, he can learn a lot from these guys. Zach Bond did a pretty good job. I seen better play out of Zach Bond last season, but I'm not saying he's playing bad this season. I'm just saying I seen better play from him last season. So I think we got to get it all together, man. I think we will. But again, you can't hold it against me if you see me, like I said in my last video yesterday, that we might be having a Super Bowl hangover. It is what it is, man. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm hoping I'm wrong. Like I said in the video, I don't want my team to look mid. I don't want my team to look bad. You know what I'm saying? So we got to do something about it. That's all I'm saying. We got to do something about it. We got to play, like I said, real good teams, especially, we ain't got to peak right now, but real good teams, especially in the playoffs and the Super Bowl, if we go there, inshallah, they play their best game at that level, of course, but they play 4 quarters is what I'm trying to say. They play 4 quarters. Most teams who play 3 quarters or less than 4 quarters or even overtime to go there, they usually don't win. So we got to win. And I know we can win, but we got to do something with this play calling. It has to be full-time, not part-time. So that's all I'm saying. I ain't going to hold y'all too much longer. I just want to go ahead and get a couple more things out. And it's been more like a rant because I haven't talked to y'all. So I wanted to get it out and let y'all know how I feel about it. So bear with me. We almost done. But yeah, the referee that I mentioned in the beginning of the video, if he actually said that, like I said, shout out to you. It's not too late because, you know, yeah, you're not in the league anymore, but it's not too late because I've been saying this for a long time. I've been aware, you know what I'm saying, that the referees allegedly be doing a number against us and for the other team, doing it in their favor. like I said, I don't want to sit here and talk about the referees. But again, I'm not even today. Shout out to the referee if he said this right here. I'll leave it on the screen for a minute so y'all can read it if y'all haven't seen it already. Tell me what you think about that as well. You know what I'm saying? You think it's real? You think it's something that somebody just came up with? I personally think it's real. I don't think that he would have his face up there getting blasted like that and not say anything about it if it was fake. So, but yeah, we got to go against the New York Giants next week. The Giants deserve to get their ass whooped, and they deserve to be put back in their place. And I do believe the Philadelphia Eagles will do that, especially if we play our game. And you know, if they don't look like they supposed to look in the link against the Giants, we going to let them have it. Now, my dad don't like that. He don't like when the fans boo. And I understand why the fans boo. I don't want to boo. We don't want to boo our team. We love our team and we want to see better. And especially, sometimes them tickets cost too much damn money to be wasting it off to see that kind of product on the field. So I'm hoping and I believe that we're going to do that much better than we did last game against the Giants. I think they just had a one-off and we didn't have a good night. You see that in that game, it just wasn't our night. You know what I'm saying? The throws was off. It was just a bad night for us. And sometimes in football and any kind of sport really, but I'm talking about football, it be like that sometimes. So that's what I attribute that to. And also, of course, we had poor play calling and, all that stuff mixed up in a gumbo pot made a nasty pot of gumbo. So we moving on to the next. And I do believe that this time here, we got the number. We already know that for real, they're an inferior team. They gave up a 19-point lead yesterday against the Broncos. You know what I'm saying? But, all I can say is that was their Super Bowl, and they probably feel good that they won, and I'm sure they do. And they was talking a lot of, saying trash. They little fan base was talking a lot of trash. Again, it's their Super Bowl. They ain't got much to live for as far as that go. So it is what it is. But before I get out of here, there's another thing I want to talk about for a minute. Justin Jefferson, speaking of him, he was talking, I think like 2.5, 3 years ago on an interview in the offseason, was talking about how he was supposed to get picked by the Eagles, but he ended up getting picked by the Vikings, and he's glad he got picked by the Vikings and what have you. But I'm sure he thinks about it sometimes, and I wonder how he feels about it now because he has never beaten us, as far as I can remember. I don't think he ever beaten us. Also, like his team has never really went anywhere. So, and I know he want to win. The guy, he like I said, he one-on-ones, man. He want to win. So, but he was salty on the sideline though. You know what I'm saying? He gave it up to Jalen Hurts, though, you know what I'm saying, after the game. I do respect him for that, you know what I'm saying, because, like I said, I like when Jalen Hurts get love because cats be talking too much crazy. I ain't going to digress, but I just want to say that how you feel now that, the Philadelphia Eagles is doing things, and he never beat us, and I hope he never will beat us, you know what I mean? So hopefully one day he'll join us, and we can be better and make it happen with him, you know what I'm saying? But, that's down the line if it ever happens. But, yeah, I wanted to bring that up in this video. I thank y'all so much for tapping in. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. Again, keep looking at my videos. You know what I'm saying? Shout me out. Just send me something on the comment section. I definitely appreciate it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, like I said before. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? You got something to say, baby girl? Oh, victors are victims. I've been still doing them. I haven't been doing them on a video because I've been kind of busy, but it's something I made myself a habit in doing. So last week, I got only so far 2 wrong. I got the Green Bay. No, I got that right. I got the Browns wrong because I thought I was going to pick the Browns. I said the Browns would lose to who they play, the Dolphins. The Dolphins ended up losing. And like I said, I kind of saw that coming. But on my fantasy, though, on another note, I took the Browns defense. They hooked me up. I think it was 62-point-something points. Yeah, it was great. I'm just now getting into fantasy. This is my first year actually doing fantasy, so I don't gamble like I said before. This is a little fun league that I'm doing with my brother, you know what I'm saying? He kept, you know what I'm saying, getting at me about it, and I kept saying I was going to do it year after year. I never did it. This is my first year doing it, so I'm doing pretty good. I'm in 4th place, but that's because a couple weeks I didn't even have any I didn't do anything to change my roster or anything like that. And so yeah, I didn't take it serious the first 4 weeks, but now I'm taking it real serious, and yeah, I'm actually in 4th place right now. I started in 7th place because like I said, I wasn't doing nothing, but now I'm in 4th place, and I think I'm in 3rd place now because I was in 4th place yesterday, And today should put me definitely after third after week's up. But anyway, I digress. That's just something I wanted to talk about with y'all. You know what I'm saying? But that's it. It's always fly, Eagles fly. It's always go Birds. And again, it's un-American to hate the Philadelphia Eagles. EAGLES, Eagles. Fly, Eagles fly. Go Birds. Platinum Eagle Podcast.
Rodgers worried about. He's worried about slant. He's standing at the first down in the game.